Hello, good morning, happy Monday. It is Monday, November 29th. I've just sat down with some coffee. I pulled out all my Christmas mugs because the house is decorated. You can't see any Christmas decorations behind me, but the house is decorated for the holidays and I am so excited. So I've got one of my Christmas mugs. This is Merry Knitmas. Knit Happy. I cannot even recall where I got this from. Oh, that's good. But yes, this is one of my favorites. It's pretty large though, and lately I have not been wanting to use like really big mugs. My stuff just gets too cold too quick. I don't drink it quick enough. Anyways. You guys are here for the knitting. My name is Kay and I am the host of the Crazy Sock Lady YouTube channel, the owner behind Crazy Sock Lady Co. I will have links down below to the Crazy Sock Lady Co shop, to my Instagram, where I am the most active over on Instagram. All the places you can find me will be right down below. I did not record last week. It was just a holiday here in the States. It was Thanksgiving. So I just kind of thought, let's just take the week off of recording. You know, we're gearing up for Vlogmas, which we'll talk more about in a bit. And I had so many works in progress that I had been trying to finish that I thought, let's just take the week off of recording, not put that pressure on myself. And that gave me even more time to work on my works in progress. I cannot wait to share all of the finished things with you. So yeah, there was nothing last week. This will honestly probably be the last podcast for this year because Vlogmas starts December 1st. I am doing that again this year. I have a playlist here that I'll link if you want to go back and watch previous Vlogmas to kind of see what Vlogmas is if you've never heard of it. It's pretty much a video a day, a vlog, a day in the life type thing starting December 1st. And I usually vlog, Christmas Day is usually the last day that I do. So yeah, that's starting up, and I won't vlog during, or I'm sorry, I won't record like a regular sit down like this during that time just because it just wouldn't really make sense. You're seeing everything on the vlog anyways. I have a huge stack of things that I finished. I'm wearing something I finished. Lots of stuff to chat about today. So right here at the top of the episode, I want to make sure that we talk about the open studio day that's happening at Crazy Sock Lady Studio this Saturday, December 4th. This is for, if you want to skip ahead, if you are somebody who's not local, you can go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. But if you are within driving distance and you want to come to the open studio day, I'm going to kind of just run through some information on it really quick. I wanted to make sure I did it at the beginning of the episode. That way I sometimes will watch an episode in like 2 parts or something. So that way, you know, it wasn't next week and someone's like, oh my gosh, I just watched the end and I didn't hear about this until now. It's at the beginning of the episode, so you'll know all the details. But I will also have the details over at crazysockladyco.com. If you just look at the top, there should be a spot that says Open Studio Days, and you can click on that and it'll give you date, time, information on how to reserve a spot in the knitting room, etc. So the Open Studio Day, December 4th. The times the definite times will be on the website, but I'm thinking 10 to 4 is what it's looking like will work good. And how that's gonna work, so I do have a separate room in the office that has a big table, lots of chairs for people to hang out, knit. My hope was maybe do some classes and stuff in there as well, but I haven't gotten around to doing all of that yet. So this is just for knitting this Saturday, for hanging out and knitting and socializing. And shopping, but we'll get to that in a minute too. So the knitting room, I am gonna have slots that you have to reserve. And the reason I'm doing that is I had some people that would say, I live, which this just blows my mind. I'm so thankful for y'all's support that they're like, you know, I live 2.5, 3 hours away. I will drive down for this, but how many people can your knitting room hold? Because what if I make this drive and then I can't hang out and knit for a bit? So the way I'm gonna get around that right now because I do have a smaller space right now. If these go good, I could see expanding to a bigger space for multiple reasons, not just for this. But and then at that time, it might not be something we need to worry about, but I do want to make sure if you're making that drive, you have a chair that you can sit in and hang out for a bit. So I'm going to have you reserve spots. The information on how you do that will be on the website. So you'll just reserve, say you want to stay for 2 hours, the slots will be 1 hour and you would just reserve 2. So it opens at 10, you want to hang out for 2 hours, reserve a 10 to 11 spot and an 11 to 12 spot. I hope that's not too confusing. You can always email me if you have questions. But I think that's going to be the best way to do it right now. And that'll also give me kind of an idea of what to expect come this Saturday, because I have no idea what to expect as far as the turnout is. So that'll kind of give me an idea as well. And then you'll know, okay, I can make that drive if you're someone who's wanting to make a little bit of a drive to come, and you'll have a spot to hang out for a bit. It's not just, okay, I'm going to drive 2 hours, go in and shop, and then have to turn around and leave. You'll know you have a seat to hang out. If you are just wanting to pop in and shop, you can do that at any time between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Saturday, December 4th. There will be lots of new goodies, yarn and other things that have not been in the online shop before, that this is kind of going to be the launch for them. And then don't worry if you're not coming in person, there is plenty. And I have there's no way I will sell out of everything that is currently at the studio. So everything that does not sell will then be, the online shop will be updated. So there will be plenty. We do have a homespun house. I had an order of that come in. So there'll be that. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, my latest Polka Dot Creek order gets here before Friday so that I can get that photographed and in the shop as well. So if you're not in person, you can look for that update probably that Sunday. I will for sure put online on Instagram and then in the community tab here on YouTube and on Vlogmas, because Vlogmas will be going on. I will put it in all the places when the shop is updated with all the things, because there's so much and so many fun new things. There's going to be some wrist ruler bracelets, some journaling supplies if you're wanting to do a making journal. So many fun things that hopefully some of them have not arrived yet. I'm really crossing my fingers they get here before then, but we will see. But I am so beyond excited. This has made me feel so rejuvenated and just full of creative ideas and energy, just thinking about having people in the space and getting to interact with more knitters and makers. I'm so thrilled about this. So I hope if you're local, you will at least pop in and say hello, take a look around. It would be so lovely to meet you all. So all the details will be over on the website, where the studio is, all of that. It'll all be over there. So you can head over to the website and check that out if you're interested. Be sure if you're wanting to hang out and knit, you reserve that spot, because I can't guarantee I don't know that they're going to fill up. So there could be plenty of seats all day long. Like I said, I don't know what to expect, but be sure if you're wanting to hang out and knit, you reserve a spot just in case. Then you know you have a spot. Okay, I wanted to chat about that. I think that's it about the open studio day that we needed to talk about. If you are coming, I'll make sure this is on the website, but it is card only. I will not be accepting cash on that day. It'll be card only. Okay, what else? Let me look at my list. I did jot down some notes this morning. I think that was the main thing we needed to talk about, right off the bat. Now it's just nitty goodness. And then we're going to talk about Vlogmas for a bit. But you guys know, if you've been watching, that I have been trying to get through all of my works in progress by December 1st has been my hope. I still have one. I have one. But, okay, I don't even know if I can pick all these up. This pile right here, look at all that. These are all done. since the last episode. That's crazy. So I do have a list because I have people, they're like, I want a rundown of all the things, how many you frogged, how many you finished. So I do have a list. It's pretty accurate, I think. I mean, I had started this list, oh my gosh, it was probably September, early October maybe, that I started this. And then I did add some things on as I went. So this isn't like, this is like total amounts, I don't know, but it's pretty accurate. So from this point in October, beginning of October when I made this list, including my scrappy projects, there was a total of 33 works in progress, including scrappy projects and designs. That's kind of crazy. So a lot of works in progress. I frogged 6 things and I finished 21 things since the beginning of October. That's crazy. And let's see. So what I have left is I have 3 scrappy blankets, 2 granny stripes, and 1 cozy memories, and 2 sock designs, and then my bean and olive sweater. That is what is left. So 3, 4, 5, 6 things are left, but really only 1 active whip. The design, sock designs, I have not touched, and I could not even tell you how long because designing has just not been something that has felt inspiring for me lately, so I've put it on the back burner. And then my scrappy blankets, I just didn't really feel the pull to work on them over the summer. So technically I have 1 whip because I don't count designs or scrappy projects, but all the things, there are 6. But my bean and olive pullover is it. That's all that's left. So we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm going to do a run through of all of the works in progress that I finished. I will not go into details for every single one because for one, I'm not going to remember all of the details for all of them. 2, it's all on my Ravelry project page. So I will link those down below. If you want the pattern info, yarn info, all of that, aside from like some scrappy socks here, everything's going to be listed on the Ravelry project page. So I just feel like it would take forever if I went through all the details. So let's start with what I am wearing. This is the Musselburgh hat. This is a pattern by Ysolda Teague. I knit, I think it was earlier this year that I just fell down this rabbit hole of these hats, and it's such a good fit. It is warm. It is probably the warmest hat and best fitting hat that I have ever made. I knit myself one, I knit Eric one. Did I knit Wyatt one? I can't remember if I did or not. Maybe I didn't knit Wyatt one. Anyways, this was gonna be a gift, but I decided to keep it. Did I count that? I did frog a Musselburgh. I think I counted that in the total. So I had 2 going, I frogged 1 and finished this. And it was gonna be a gift, but then I finished it and put it on and I was like, I'm keeping it. So it's just been hanging out on the hall tree over here. And Eric's worn it some, I've worn it. It's very comfy, cozy, and nice and warm and perfect just to throw on because it's gray and goes with everything. So that is what this is. This is the adult large. The yarn is Breaking Yarn Gray Matter. I will put the project page below. This pair of socks, there are so many socks here. This pair of socks I started last December 3rd, I think, because I looked at the project page when I marked it as finished. I'm pretty sure it was December 3rd. These were leftovers from some advent calendars that I had last year. So I did 5 rounds per color and just changed every 5 rounds throughout the entire sock, even on the toes. So these were a lot of fun. I didn't have much to finish on these. It was just, was it this one? I think I was like right here maybe. So I had to finish that off. My yarn from my Crazy Sock Lady socks is in here. There's some Homespun House yarn in here, my Shawlography colors. So I just grabbed socks from Works in Progress and finished it off. I don't have my sock blockers here, they're at the office, but these are definitely, they've been in a project bag for almost a year. So I'm happy that they are done. I'm happy that all these things are done, but particularly the ones that have been hanging around since last year. These socks are my car knitting and off-road, yes, car knitting and off-roading socks. This colorway is by Fangirl Fibers. She dyed it exclusively for Crazy Sock Lady Co. So pretty. And the majority of these socks, if they're just vanilla, they're one of my vanilla socks patterns. 9-inch magic loop. All the counts are the same, but yeah, one of my vanilla sock patterns. These I did knit on a US 0, and I love the fabric that I got on these socks, I have to say. It was DPN's US 0, and the fabric is amazing. These ones I knit for my mother-in-law. This is the Rhinebeck Roomies sock pattern. This yarn is Autumn and Indigo, Gray October maybe. It's gonna get a bit blown out, but I love this pattern. It is so squishy and lovely. So those are for my mother-in-law. These are also for my mother-in-law. These were leftovers from the 2020 Cozy Knitter Advent skein. So I did a stripe a day. When did I start these? November 1st or something? I can't even remember, but I did a stripe a day, and I'll gift these to her. I just used a plain, I think it's just a bare yarn. I can't even recall where it's from, for heels, toes, and cuffs. I had a full skein that I used on for my socks last year. Another pair for my mother-in-law. These definitely need to be on a sock blocker, but it's okay. These are the Sock Camp Picnic socks. I did a shorties version. Another squishy pattern. And this was Barnyard Knits. I believe Robin's Egg is the colorway. And I just did my typical 20 row cuff and then went right into the pattern, did one pattern repeat, I believe, yes, one pattern repeat, and then I think one row of the second pattern repeat, and then did the heel. These are for my sister Cassie. These were leftovers. I knit her daughter, my niece, a pair of socks out of this yarn, and I still have 50 grams left. So I used that, and then this pink is Mace of Skeins High School Sweethearts, and I used it for heel, toes, and cuffs, and it looks really good with it. Matches very, very well. Did you guys just hear Dexter snoring? So I finished those. These have been on the needles since May. These were a scrappy pair of socks that I was working on Scrappy Sundays for my husband, Eric. And I finished those off. I think on the second sock I was somewhere on the leg, maybe just past the cuff. Can't recall, but got those done. I think this is the last pair of socks. So these are DK weight. I knit these for Eric. This is Granite State Yarns 30 Minutes of Knitting colorway that she dyed exclusively for Crazy Sock Lady Co. Such a gorgeous colorway, like coffee and the sunrise. I love it. So these are done, and it's funny, all these socks, 2 pairs are for me. They're all for somebody else, which I enjoy so much. I had quite a few comments on the last episode, the Taking Back My Knitting episode, that people were like, oh, you're not gonna knit for anyone anymore. That is not what I meant at all. I just meant that I'm not knitting things that do not bring me joy. Obviously, I'm still knitting for others because I thoroughly enjoy knitting for others who appreciate it. But yeah, Dexter is snoring so loud. I don't know if you guys can hear him. Okay, I have 2 other things that I finished. This was also an Advent project from last year. This was with Lofty Loops 2020 Advent. This pattern is the Calico Quilt Shawl. It'll be linked in my Ravelry project page, but it's done and it's pretty big. I love it. This is how I wear my shawls a lot, just around my shoulders. But I love this so much. It's so big and cozy. So this was actually like all the knitting that you see here was done. The hold up, that was done at the end of December last year. I think it might have been a little after December that I finished it, but the hold up and why it was still hanging around was that I was going to do an I-cord border all the way around this shawl. But I just wasn't, I think when I started it out, I was picking up stitches too often along the garter stitch edge and it just was not looking right. And I thought I could frog this I-cord border and try again, or let's just block it and see how it looks. So that's what I did. I just blocked it, I weaved in all of my ends, blocked it, and then the edge looks fine. I thought the edge might need a border, but it didn't. Blocking fixed the way it was kind of rippling in areas. So yeah, I'm really happy with this, and I could have been done with this last year. I did not even do any knitting on it. I mean, I did, and then I ripped it out, the border, but could have been done last year. All right, my last work in progress. I was gonna wear it today, but I have so much to do today. I'm just like comfy in sweats and I didn't feel like changing. This is my arboreal sweater. It's a pattern by Jennifer Steingass. It's been folded, so it might have a couple of creases in it, but it is done. It's blocked, everything. I have already worn it twice. I wore it to knit group and I also wore it out on a date night with Eric. So the yarn that I used for this is Moonglow Yarn Co. in her Cashmere DK base. The main color is Sweater Weather and the contrast color is Cottonwood Breeze. This yarn is so soft and amazing. I love how this color work looks. I am so pleased with how this turned out. So I followed the pattern exactly apart from the sleeves. For the sleeves, I did not do decreases. I just knit straight down. And then the last round before I started the cuff, I did a rapid decrease round, which just means I looked at the pattern, saw how many stitches I needed to get down to for the cuff for the size I was knitting, and was like, okay, how often do I have to do decreases on this round to get all of the decreases done in one round? So basically you just decrease as many times as you need to get down from what stitch count you're at to the stitch count you need for the cuff. So I will put a picture up right here of me wearing this sweater. You can see, so that you can see what it looks like on. yeah, like I said, so pleased with it. I did talk previously about how I was concerned that it was going to be too tight because I practiced my throwing. I'm normally a continental knitter, meaning I hold the yarn in my left hand. I practiced throwing with this sweater and my bean and olive, and held the yarn with my right hand for the main color throughout the whole sweater. My gauge is a lot tighter. I didn't really know that, I don't know, but now I know. So this sweater turned out, before blocking, it was pretty fitted and I was kind of worried. So what I did before I soaked it, I measured the sweater. I laid it out, I measured the length of the body, and I measured just across the front of the body to see what it was before I soaked it. Then I soaked the sweater for 20 minutes, just, you know, in some cool water with wool wash. And when I took it out and laid it flat on the blocking mats, I measured again just to see what it was, just with the natural growth that can happen from soaking and laying the sweater out. And then I pretty aggressively blocked the body out. I didn't really do anything with the sleeves. I kind of blocked out just a bit. I just put a pin here and a pin here because I wanted, the sleeves are not tight because I didn't do decreases, but I wanted even more of like a bell look right here before the cuff. So I did just slightly block those, but the body, I pinned both sides and I pinned the bottom to kind of get where I thought I wanted it to be. And now I am so happy with that and with how blocking helped that to grow. I'm probably gonna have to do that with my bean and olive as well. I haven't tried it on, but I did throw with it and I just have a feeling it's gonna be more fitted than I want as well. I don't think it's gonna be as fitted as that one, but I think it's gonna be close. So that's all the finished objects. That was a lot. I still cannot believe that I have gotten down. We are at the 29th and I only have one whip left from all of those whips that I had. Just one. Let's talk about that one. I'm gonna take this off. With Dexter against me, it is a little warm. So, this is in a bag from Mountain State Stitches. Boston Terrier bag, so cute. And this is my Bean and Olive pullover. This is a pattern, or it's Bean and Olive Grown Up is the name of the pattern. It is by Andrea Mowry. I am using Knit Picks yarns, Swish DK. Oh, that's the back. And I cannot remember the colorway names. I haven't shown this in a very long time. The contrast color is Allspice, and I think the gray is Dove Heather. Yeah, okay. So Swish DK, Dove Heather, and Allspice. The body is done. For sure is gonna need blocked, and I always block my ribbing out because I don't like it to cinch in around my hips. So I will block that out. And I am on the first sleeve. So originally I had wanted to have all of these whips done. I mean, I'm pretty close with the first sleeve. It could still happen. Maybe I'm gonna work on it while I edit this. So that's always nice when I edit these. I get some knitting time while I watch everything back, but I don't know that I'll get both sleeves done. There's just so much still to do with the open studio day that is kind of gonna be taking a priority. But if not, I mean, still, the progress I made is amazing, and I can just throw this into 30 minutes of knitting or something and have it done in like no time at all. So it'll get done. I love it. I am not going to do the collar work around before the cuff. I do think it's adorable. I wasn't gonna do the zigzag that calls for it in the Bean and Olive Grown Up. I was going to do the hearts anyways, but with the way that I like to do my sleeves with no decreases, and then I like them to be a bit bigger around the cuff, I'm not sure that it'll really look right with the collar work, so I don't think I'm gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna finish it off. It'll still be absolutely beautiful. Maybe I'll change my mind and do some little hearts or something just to see how it looks, but I'll decide once I get to that point. I still have a little ways to go before I would be ready to do the collar work on that. I am doing that sleeve on 9-inch. It goes really quick. There's a school bus outside if you hear that. That is what that is. I started, so technically I have another work in progress, but it's prep for Advent. So we will move into talking about Advents. In this bag, I have, this is a Daisy Girl and Co bag. I love these bags so much. And this is gonna hold my Cozy Knitter 2021 Advent skeins, which I have, and I'm gonna cake up tomorrow, and I am so excited for this year's. I haven't peeked, it's in a bag downstairs. I have not peeked, but I am going to, it comes split into two 50-gram skeins, and then I'm going to split each of those 50-gram skeins because each one will have 2 run-throughs of the 24 stripes. And I am going to do socks for myself and for my mother-in-law. I'm going to have all 4 going at once. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. I see y'all out there. I'm gonna just go for it. I'm gonna have all 4 going at once. I have my needles in here. Here's 2 9-inch that have nothing on them. 1 cuff is done, 1 cuff is started. So I need to get these done before December 1st so that I can just dive right in. And this, regardless of the rest of my Advent projects that we're gonna talk about, these will be the easiest to just pick up. And now that there's gonna be 4, it's gonna be amazing. I'm really so excited, ridiculously excited about adding in a stripe a day on 4 socks for that. So this is ready to go. It's just the, oh gosh, there's like 9-inch needles everywhere. Bare undyed that I have 0 idea where it even came from. It was in my stash yarn. I did weigh it. There was like 60 some grams left, so I should have plenty to do heels, toes, cuffs on all 4 socks, 2 pairs. Other Advents. I was gonna say, what else was I gonna talk about? So other Advents, I have the Cozy Knitter that I just talked about, Advent stripe skein for socks, and then I have 4 Advent calendars. So I have a Homespun House, Moonglow Yarn Co., Blush Yarns, and Superfine Yarns. I am going to be setting them up on my stand over here tomorrow and getting everything ready. So what I'm planning to do with those, I am going to do with the Moonglow Yarn Co., I'm going to knit the Radvent. Lindsay of SockWitchery is knitting one as well, and I'm so excited. I know the Moonglow is a rainbow, so this is gonna be like a rainbow cardigan. And it goes, you start at a sleeve and you work this way, and then I can't remember if then you start over here and you work this way and attach them. I need to print out the pattern and read through it. But I think you start at the sleeves, work your way in, maybe, I could be wrong. Rainbow cardigan is gonna be a little crazy, but I think it's gonna be fun to do something aside from socks or, you know, whatever with an Advent. It'll be a lot of fun. I don't wear a ton of shawls anymore, so I kind of been going back and forth like on using one of my Advents for a shawl, but I think this is gonna be good. So that's gonna be the Moonglow Yarn Co. And then I'm not entirely sure on the other ones. So my Homespun House, I'm thinking of doing a Habitation Throw, a pattern by Helen Stewart. I think that could be fun. I know Blush Yarns, it has a pattern in it, so I might do that. I did think about doing a Musselburgh, a scrappy Musselburgh with my Advent colors from one of them. I have no clue. So maybe for the super fine yarns, I'll just do a crazy scrappy Musselburgh hat, since I love to wear these so much. I mean, it would just be fun to have like when we go out on walks and things, I think. I don't know. Do y'all have any, if you have any Advent patterns that you're really loving, or maybe one you're using or you would want to use, put them down below and let me know what those are so I can kind of look through some as well. I haven't really had a chance to look through a ton. Those are just kind of, I know for sure I'm doing the Radvent and then the Cozy Knitter socks. I know what that's going to be. But I'm not really like set in stone on the others, and we're almost to Advent day here. We're almost there. Okay, I think the only other thing is I have a few things that arrived in the mail that I want to show. So the Knitted Saray, I hope I'm saying that correctly, sent over, and all these shops will be tagged down below as well. Sent over some project bags. This one I have not opened yet because it's going to be for a giveaway. But look how pretty that floral is. These are drawstring bags. I love the polka dots with it. And then this one is going to have some kind of amazing Christmas or some kind of socks in it. I can't wait to use it. Look at those nutcrackers. Actually, I know what's going to go in here. I know. The inside is polka dots. There's a ring in here with some light bulb markers on it. These are great. So actually, I'm going to put in, because I have a list of yarns that I want to cake up tomorrow when I'm over at the office. I'm running over for just a little bit tomorrow to do a couple of things, and I'm looking to see, it wasn't even on that page. Where was it? Oh, how many yarns? So 2 I think I already have caked up. They're going to be DK weight. They're going to be Christmas gift socks. I think those are already caked, but I'm going to cake up a skein of Pretty Twisted yarns that I have. Dark Side of the Loom, I think is the colorway name. Wyatt wants a pair of socks out of that. So I'm going to try to get those done for Christmas. I'm going to cake up Christmas Morning by Homespun House sock set and Rudolph sock set by Gaddy Yarn Co. And the Rudolph one is going to go in here because it's Rudolph and I see Rudolph in it, but it also really reminds me of a nutcracker. Do we have one? Yeah, we have one that has blue in it. I don't know that there's really any on here with like that particular blue, but you'll see it when I start it and talk about it on Vlogmas. But it really just reminds me of a nutcracker as well. So it's gonna go in here. And I'm not gonna like go crazy and cast on all of these things at once. I am gonna try to work through them, prioritize like what needs to be done gift-wise first. What's just fun, enjoyable knitting, all of that, so that I don't get completely overwhelmed with works in progress. Let's not do that again, because I mean, I'm going to a little bit because of all the Advent things, but those don't count, okay? We're the boss of our knitting, right? So I say those don't count. Oops. I'm dropping pieces of paper. So Mandy of Mad Cow Designs sent over something for a giveaway. So we're gonna pair these two things together. I'll talk about that in a minute, but she sent over a planner. It says Yarn is Life. And then on the inside, there's like a wish list. And then you can mark it as ordered or received. You have goals, knitting goals, or what, you know, you could put something else there if you wanted. Knit alongs, crochet alongs, the start date, the end date, the name of it, and who's hosting it. I think that's super fun. And then there's monthly calendars in here. that goes through the entire year. And then you have a spot for your year-end recap. So I think this is super fun. This is something that if you're someone who does a lot of planners or journals, you could just pop, you know, slide this into your big planner or whatever you use and have that there. So she sent that over for a giveaway, and then she also sent over a coupon code. It is 10% off in her Etsy shop, and the code is CSL10. So again, all shops will be linked down below, and we will do a giveaway for the journal and the bag for this episode. All you have to do is comment down below, and I will probably pick that pretty quickly so that I can get it in the mail sooner rather than later. Dexter really apologizes for his snoring. All right, last thing. I talked about this I think it was last time, or it's been pretty recently. I am completely obsessed with Progress Keepers again. I kind of fell off that bandwagon. I was only using them to mark my heels, and that was it. And now I just want to see them on all of my knitting. So I ordered from the shop. I had never heard of them before. This is Tiddly Bakes. There's their logo. And look at these. Okay, so peppermint. It's peppermint season. Like, for me, forget pumpkin spice. I love peppermint. Like, for me, that's where it's at. UPS is coming. So there's a peppermint bark donut, which I have never seen before, and now I need one. Chocolate donut, peppermint bark. There's a hot cocoa. Cute little straw. This is a peanut butter cup, which Reese's are one of my favorites. And then a pretzel with cheese, which is, I mean, delicious. Now I just need a beer one. I've never seen a beer one. Has anyone ever seen a beer one? I need a beer one to go with my pretzel and cheese. That just sounds perfect. Okay, so that's it for what came in the mail. These are so cute, and I can't wait to use these now. They're gonna go on all the projects. I have just been putting them in a little, I have a, Austin made it, gosh, last year in art class, I think in 8th grade, and it's just sitting over there. It almost looks like an ashtray. I don't know what it's supposed to be, honestly. It looks like an ashtray that my grandma used to have, but I've been putting all of these in there so that I can just go over, and they're right there in my basket that has my notion-y type bits in it, and I can see them all and pick one to use. So that's been fun. Okay, I think that's it for today. So Vlogmas starts December 1st. I do hope that you will join and watch that. If you want to see what it's all about, you can watch through some of the previous years. We're just days away. It's so exciting. 2 more sleeps till Vlogmas starts. I cannot wait. But yeah, probably no regular sit down like this for the rest of the year. After Vlogmas, I'll just take some time off with the family. I'm hoping the UPS guy doesn't walk up the sidewalk. Okay, he's not. He's going through the yard. Most people would be like, don't walk through my yard. I'm like, don't walk in front of the window down the sidewalk and see me sitting here talking to myself, please. But yeah, after Vlogmas, I'll probably just take some time off. Dexter's gotta go see what's going on. So yeah, I'll be on Instagram as always, but I just won't do any videos after Vlogmas until the new year. And then I'll probably do a year-end recap to start the year off, recap 2021. My making journal I will show on that year end. I know everybody has been wanting to see it. Maybe I'll show it on Vlogmas a bit too. But yeah, I've kept up with that throughout the year, so it's gonna be fun to do my year-end recap, I think, because I actually did a really good job of keeping track of, like, December, I knit this many socks, or, you know, this many shawls. Like, I kept track of it monthly, and for me it's easier to look back on those monthly recaps than to like go through Ravelry and try to find out how many socks I did or something. Maybe I just get lazy with that and don't want to count them all, but it'll be easier and for me, more fun to look back through and see all the things I finished. So I will share that on Vlogmas and then on the recap as well. So all right, I'm gonna go see what UPS left on the doorstep. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I will see you over on Vlogmas. The way those are gonna run, I don't think I said this, it's just like previous years, but if you're new, December 1st will go up December 2nd. I always upload them the next day. I'm not one to stay up late and try to get them done. I'll get up, have my coffee in the morning, and edit and upload then. So they always run a day behind here, but hopefully y'all don't mind that. I will chat with y'all later. Until then, happy knitting. Bye.